just want to start the day with like gratitude. Just really thankful that all of you guys came together. Thankful to Chris for providing this platform for us to speak and share what's on our heart. I'm thankful that you guys came out at such short notice. And that's how I just feel like when those things happen, it's like the energy and the God in us is always like it's all connected, right? That it all aligned the way that it did.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. We had planned a chiropractor named Dr. Rob was scheduled to come on today, but he helped out with the hurricane relief. I think he's helping out a fire department, so we had to reschedule him for another time. He's been wanting to come on the show. He's a great chiropractor up in Land O'Lakes. I don't know if you guys ever need one, but to go up there.
Oh man, yeah, I could use one too, for sure.
Yes. So we got King Soul on today, the best poet in Tampa, in my opinion. Like
I don't know why you go around telling people.
Well, I'm sorry, man. It's my opinion. Yeah,
that's fair. Okay,
that's what I believe. So out of all the poets that I've heard, I just love your style. I love everything about you, man. I've hung out with you. I've been building a relationship with you for a while now, and one of the fun things that we've done is get together and throw the football. That's really fun, which we need to do again here soon.
I agree.
Because King used to play high school football as well, right?
Yeah, wide receiver.
Yeah. So, and I used to play quarterback. So when we get together, that kind of brings us together. We talk about life, throw the ball, get some exercise. But also the other beautiful thing is we are also here with Rebel again. Rebel's back on the show.
Thank you guys for having me back.
Thank you for coming back. This is incredible. I got a question for you though. So I saw that you had changed your name on social media to Paula Colorado.
Yeah.
Is that what you want to go by now?
That's my maiden name.
Ah, got you. So can I still call you Rebel?
Oh,
are you trying to get away from that?
No.
Okay. I just want to make sure. I didn't want to
That was just Facebook. Facebook is weird. I really can't stand it, but I have no choice.
Well, let me face this way so I can see you, Monica. I'm like
still definitely Rebel Poet.
Awesome. Yes. But so
that is my actual last name.
Colorado. God, that's awesome last name.
Colorado.
Yeah. Colorado.
There it is.
You got it.
And you're Cuban or Colombian.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know why I get that confused.
Okay.
Monica was asking me the other day, and I'm like, I was butchering everything. I'm like, I don't know.
Thanks, friend.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Some kind of Latina.
It's the honesty, though.
Yeah,
he was honest about
I
it.
appreciate that.
I was like, let me check and remember. But the first show that I did, poetry show I did was with you and King. And Dr. Micah Johnson. So it's nice to have King on. He's been on my mind to bring him on here, and it just came together perfectly.
Yeah.
To also have both of you on at the same time is so incredible, because you're the one who gave me the opportunity, and then we were told to speak about love that day.
Nice.
And what is love from a male's perspective?
Yeah. So honestly, one of my favorite shows that has come through Poets Cafe. It was just beautiful.
I can imagine it had to be tear-jerking.
You had to be there. It was beautiful. These just men just speaking vulnerability on love and just being truthful, and really the vulnerability is what did it for me. So, and each of them came from a different perspective and very profound, and it was just beautiful, divine masculine energy the whole entire night. So
thank you so much. Yeah, we appreciated that opportunity. And that's another thing that we were speaking about before we got here was the opportunities. You were saying I forgot how you put it, but you were saying if you just the opportunities will come. Like you haven't had to reach out for.
Yeah, we was talking about opportunities. He was telling me about a lot of things he had going on, right now, and I was saying I'm proud of you, because it's things like that. Like you have to be willing to accept the opportunities. Now you definitely have to make sure it's the right opportunity. Don't accept everything. Bad mistake. Bad mistake. Don't accept everything. But there's some opportunities that you have to take for what it will give you in the future, what it will build for you in the future. Everything is not always monetary. Sometimes we assume, especially if you've been doing something for so long, I'm not getting out of my bed unless you're paying me. Sometimes it's not about being paid. You have to be in a space to receive something more.
Growth.
Relationships, networking, the opportunities.
Yes.
Because the door can't open if you're too busy trying to, look for money every time it does.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, how do I supposed to book you for 10,000 people when you won't come for 10 people that really, really want to see you?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
You know what I
That's
mean?
good. That's good. It's not always about money. And I think that's what really blocks a lot of people's blessings is they attach money to everything.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, just show up, use your discernment. Some people you don't charge, because you want a relationship with them.
Correct.
And if you know their heart and you see the way that they move and you've been around them, those are the people that you want to build with.
Absolutely.
But there's people that you charge and there's people that you build with.
Yes.
And I think that's what you have to make you have to make that decision for yourself.
Discernment. Yeah, it's so important.
Use your discernment, and be intentional
Yeah.
about who work with.
Yeah. And I think a lot of the times when regardless of whether it's a paid or not opportunity, it's always an opportunity. You always end up making connections. You always end up finding something that you needed in that precise moment. At least for me, I'm speaking for myself, but it seems like for me, yes, when you're using your discernment and when you step into things that you feel are meant to be for you, then you always end up being blessed in some way or another, for sure.
Absolutely.
I think
Absolutely.
it's like, God's word says that if you're faithful over little, then he'll make you ruler over much.
Yes,
and so if you take those so-called little opportunities that might be free, he sees that you're faithful over that, and then he'll begin to open up more doors for you and more opportunities where you will get paid. And because he knows you need to survive, and you have to pay bills but it's just about being faithful over the little.
Yes. So this is my first time meeting Monica. I didn't know if you wanted to say something amazing about her.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely. Yeah. I've been wanting you guys
That's
to meet. This is awesome how you guys are meeting.
So glad to find
Yeah,
you.
This is so awesome.
exciting.
Yeah. So also because Paula's very spiritual and loving and and kind and all the above. So I was like, man, bringing these two spiritually powerful women together is going to be awesome, and I'm just glad that we did it like this.
Yeah.
Like, this is a great way to meet,
Definitely.
and this is your first time meeting King as well.
Yes.
My first time meeting him too.
Honored.
I mean, we just talked about us being at the same show a couple
Right.
minutes
Yeah.
ago. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, and actually, we have a show coming up together, October 21st at a speakeasy over off of McDill. That's going to be another great show.
Yeah.
Speaking
couple shows coming up.
yeah,
Also,
a couple
Poets
shows.
Cafe, the 1 year anniversary, October 7th.
that's going to
King
be
will
really
also
cool.
be performing there. That show's going to be really dope. I am so excited.
start
for that one.
Because
It's like
it's
a
in
star
October,
power.
guys.
Yes.
Because it's in October.
Yeah,
Of
October's the
Speaking
month.
of October
Everything.
4th is King's birthday.
Yeah,
It's coming up.
I don't know if anybody knows this,
10,
but
10-4, 10-4.
yeah, 10-4.
Yeah.
10-4 on that 10-4. That is my birthday, October 4th, best day of the year. That's all I gotta say on that.
Absolutely. And your what is your birth year? Is it 89?
91.
91.
Oh.
91.
91.
Gotcha. It's so interesting to me because when I speak to King, he doesn't seem like he's going to be 31?
31 coming
31.
up. Yeah.
It's just like, man, it's like he's so wise and so like well put together, his mind, and and it's like, man, he's ahead of his time right now.
Agreed.
I tell people that I've made enough mistakes and decided to learn from them.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Because that's
big.
I feel like that's really where it comes in. Like, 'cause I know 50-year-olds who still 26. You know what I mean? So I use the analogy like I bumped my head enough to not want to bump my head again. So every time I hit my head, I have to, I have to decide now. Do I want to hit my head again on the same spot? Do I want to move a little to the left? Do I want to get from under this table? I just been blessed and fortunate enough to learn, to meet people, to have opportunities that taught me that, like, hey, you can get from under that table. Like, you don't have to keep hitting your head on those same things. And that's pretty much, what I feel my message is, period. It's like, get from under that table. Like, it won't hurt. It's cool. It's cool. I know you don't know what's on the other side of this, but it's all right. It's better than just hitting your head every day.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Are you the oldest in your family?
I'm the middle child.
Oh, middle.
Yeah,
Yay.
two older
okay.
brothers, two younger brothers.
Okay.
Like slap in the middle.
Wow. Okay. So you're learning from their mistakes too, though, right? Are you?
Yes and no. Yes and no. My brother's probably not gonna like hearing this. But I'm sort of like the honorary big brother. Being the middle child gives you that perspective to where you can see the older one grow up, and the youngest ones. My next oldest is 3 years older than me. My next youngest is 3 years under me. Okay. So I'm like literally slap in the middle.
Yes.
So I've been able to see, where they went right and wrong, and been able to, communicate that down. So I was sort of like the honorary big brother because everyone comes to me anyway because I'm just like more or less the guy on the outside looking into everyone's life.
You're like the mediator.
Right.
Mediate, exactly.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Yep.
That's good.
Sounds like a natural leader to me.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a brother thing. I wouldn't go that far with it.
Well, I think that's what I've realized too is like I'm like it's like a magnetic pull or a gravitational pull to all the leaders of the families.
Yeah.
I believe that like this whole room is full of the leaders, the best leader in every family.
Yeah.
Wow. Chris as well.
Wow.
Chris is the best leader in his family. Monica's the best leader in her family. Paula, it's like wow, and I feel like I'm the best leader in my family. But the toughest thing for me is being that leader. It's so hard to get your family to listen to you. And it's like, man, like you guys are following nobody but you can't like let me lead.
Yep.
And it's like, and I think that's another issue when we're going to talk about like relationships is it's so important for a woman to let a man lead, especially if that man is a good leader. Like step back and let him lead. It's good to like help and guide, but let him lead. He gets, especially if he's getting his wisdom from God.
Right.
He has his inner peace and he has his personal relationship with God. Let him lead.
Yeah.
Don't let the external sources come in and mess that up. I don't know. How do you guys feel about that?
Could I just say something really
Please
quick
do,
about what you were
please.
saying about the leader? I think that is actually an essential quality of being a leader, is being able to, regardless of who's with you or not, to continue on your path. That's like essential to being a leader. You have to be firm in that and not be swayed easily. So, but what was your other?
Well, you're saying don't be swayed as a leader. Well, you can't be wishy-washy.
Right. Not
And you're saying that toward the man, the male. The male has to,
towards any leaders.
whoever's a leader.
towards leaders in general.
You have to
But
be
as far
consistent.
as men leading, I have a lot to say about that. I do believe that it takes a special kind of understanding, a special kind of energy for that dynamic to play out. And that requires a lot of introspection as individuals. You have to know who you are. You have to know what your purpose is. If this is something that we're doing together, what's the purpose? But as a woman, I can say that absolutely we want men to lead.
Yeah.
Nothing more than that. I mean, I'm speaking for
Yeah,
myself, but
no,
we
for
absolutely
sure.
want men to lead. We want men to be, I want to look up to a man and be like, wow, you're just amazing. Everything about you inspires me and it wants me to better myself and to go deeper into learning myself because you inspire me to do that. So
What are for some key qualities that you women are looking for when a man is leading? I would one that comes to my mind off top is consistency.
Yes.
So because you were talking about like not being wishy-washy, but
Yes.
is there other ones that you look for?
there are a lot of, I'm sure every woman has their own, qualities that they look for in a man as a leader. For me, a man that is empathetic and leads with his heart and is in tune with himself and his purpose and the divine. Those are some of the qualities that I think are important in a man that I should be following.
Wow, vulnerable. probably,
Absolutely.
you know,
Vulnerability.
which ties in with empathy.
Empathy.
You know, compassionate, probably passionate.
Yes, all of those are good. All
No
of those are
fuddy
good.
duds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and
Sorry.
it's what's that?
No fuddy duds. He has to.
What's
be
a fuddy dud?
A guy who or anyone who lacks passion. You want him to be.
Yes.
Oh, that's a
passionate.
fuddy dud. I didn't know that.
Well, I mean, in my mind,
I like it.
a
I like
fuddy
it. I didn't know
dud.
that.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna install that into my life.
Yeah, for real, man. That's kind of like TLC, no scrubs,
No scrubs.
no
Exactly.
fuddy
We were
duds.
listening to that the other day.
Yeah, we were. Her daughter
No
Ruth
scrubs.
had us
Yeah,
put on
right.
no scrubs. I was like, man, it took me back. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, it's awesome.
Definitely
Like we also played Care Bear Uno,
That
which was really fun.
That's dope.
You know,
That
it
was
was
fun.
awesome, man. Like I was kind of like, man, these little Care Bears make me feel good. They have like all these hearts. Like some of them have like double and triple and quadruple hearts when you flip over the card.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, that's a lot of heart. You know, like, and then we're just like, you know, going back and forth and just like to see the excitement. And this is something else that we spoke about too, is playing along. Like when you're with your family, when you're with kids, like when they want to play, like she pulled out that Care Bear Uno, play along,
Yeah.
because that's how you build relationship.
Absolutely.
Like we were at a ice cream shop the other day, and you know, Ruth had spoke about being an actress, and I'm like, well, let's build a scene right now. And she's like, okay. So she played along, and we recorded it. You know, we created like characters and all this, and like who she is, who I was, and you know, I was like, what did I say? I was like, I'm going to be I'm your brother,
Yes.
and you're a very protective sister, and this is a new woman
New girlfriend.
that is I'm bringing into my life, and I want you. So that's what we're dealing with. And she's like, okay, and she killed it.
Yeah.
And then after that, we wrote some poems together.
Dope.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, yo, but part of it's building relationship with kids is playing. You got to play along.
Yeah.
You know, if you play with them, you know, play along with them, they'll play along with you.
Yeah.
You know, and I think so many times, men, we can get so caught up in our entertainment and our sports and our jobs and money that we forget to get down on their level and just have fun with them and play games. You know,
I think in any relationship, not just with kids, like you
Yeah,
have to be
that's true.
able to step into that person's
Absolutely,
space
you're right.
and acknowledge what they want to share with you, what they want to share with you. You know, what it is about them that makes them. You know, and vice versa. That's something that I want to experience from somebody as well. If I want them to be in my life, I want to be able to. I want to know you. I want to know what it is about you that makes you. You know, the things that you're interested, the things that you don't like, all of that. That's important to learn about someone.
that's huge.
I think like for in any relationship, but especially with a romantic relationship, it's like you want it to be a mutually beneficial relationship
Absolutely.
where,
Definitely.
you know, you allow the man to lead.
Yes.
Like I believe, you know, as he submits to God, then I could submit to him. But then also it has to be mutually beneficial to be like, okay, how can I help you? How can you help me? How can we grow together and build together? And so it's not like it's only the man.
No,
it's like
absolutely.
it's like
Exactly.
I kind of see it as like a yin yang type of
Yeah.
thing, you know. And so it's like,
Absolutely.
are you mutually beneficial to each other? And can you trust each other? Can you grow together? How can I impact your life for the better? And you know, and how can we work on these weaknesses
Yes.
together?
I mean, just think about it.
Yeah.
Think about that yin and yang, how powerful they are together. So when you bring two individuals together that are powerful and willing to grow together, that's huge. That's powerful. That's really big.
Yeah.
When you talk about a man that has a relationship with God, I think that's very important, because the only thing that is tried and true and that is consistent is that word. So every time we get shaken up, we always go back to that word because it's the truth. We want the truth. And like humans, we end up lying to each other and going off onto all these other things. And it's like, that's why it's so important for a man to have a connection with God, because if he's filling himself up with that true word, then he's more likely to be consistent. And that's what women are looking for. They're looking for consistency. You know, and I'm not going to say I've always been consistent. I'll take accountability right now. Man, I still am wishy-washy on things, and I'm battling that every day.
Yeah.
But so I don't want men to feel like I'm like saying like, you know, anything derogatory toward them, because I'm with you, man. You know, I'm with you. I need help every day. I got to die to myself daily and like work on myself.
Yeah.
You know,
It's a work in progress. Like we as people, but as men, I can only speak for men. It's a work in progress, and
Mm-hmm.
you don't win every day. Some days, either way, you don't win every day. Just don't lose.
Right.
Just don't
right,
give up.
Right.
Don't give up. There it is. Don't quit.
Because you will learn things about yourself every day. And there will be some things that try to convince you that you're not a strong leader, that you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not well
Worthy
established enough or worthy enough.
Yeah.
But keep pushing.
Absolutely,
Keep pushing.
man.
Like you have to keep yourself encouraged.
And it's for everybody. Women go through that too. We go through that too. We have our own struggles that we deal with and everything like that. But you're right. The main point is staying focused on that continuous growth. And really quick, I wanted to touch on what you said about a man being spiritual. I do believe that is a very important quality for a man to have, whatever that looks like. Everybody's spirituality, connection to spirituality is unique, but it is absolutely for me anyways, for a man to be spiritually connected with the divine, because that's our source. That's where inspiration comes. That's where everything comes from, is from the divine. So in order to be a leader, you have to be connected to that. Absolutely, 100%.
So if you want a chance with Paula out there, she needs you to be connected with the divine,
Yeah,
and
she
that's
just gave y'all
and there's
Wow.
nothing wrong with that.
Let's calm down. Let's calm down. Paul is good right now.
but also touching on what King said is like not quitting, not giving up.
Yes.
So true love never quits.
Word.
It never gives up, and that's God. He never quits on us. He never gives up. So as you fill yourself with His Son's Spirit, you'll never quit. You'll never give up.
Right.
And if you practice that daily, that becomes you.
Yeah.
That becomes who you are.
Yes.
So it's like no matter what's thrown at you, you're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna get through it. And then if you have the right woman beside you, it's like now you got two people that don't quit and don't give up. And now what can you do?
Powerful.
What can you? And that's how you change communities.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Monica.
I was going to say, because in Proverbs it says that a righteous man falls 7 times, but he gets back up, and then it also says, Jesus tells us to forgive 70 times 7 per day.
Yep.
So that just covers to be like, okay, you're going to make mistakes. Other people are going to make mistakes. You're going to want to cut them off or whatever. But he's like, no, you have to forgive 70 times 7. And so those two things, if you keep them in mind, to be like, okay, I always have to have a posture of forgiveness and give the person grace. And then I also have to, remind myself that I'm gonna fall because I'm a human and I'm flawed. And so, but a righteous man, he gets back up every time. He doesn't give up, even when he might mess up when he's down temporarily.
Yes.
I was trying to think of I was trying to look up there's a scripture that says something about the childlike behavior or being childlike. Do you know what I'm talking about? Is there any way you can help me with that?
I do. I don't know where it is, but it says that to put away childish behavior and to come to a place of maturity. Yes. But I don't remember the exact book and verse.
Sort of
but that's pretty much.
paraphrasing.
I'm paraphrasing it, like to put away childish things.
Yes, absolutely, and as well as also though what I was speaking on though that goes well with everything we're saying. I'm kind of going off topic back to something else, but like what I'm talking about is having that child in us and having that inner child.
Childlike faith.
Childlike
he tells
faith.
us to have childlike faith.
There it is.
That's what I was thinking of too, actually.
That's childlike faith, and then like when we get around each other, that inner child comes out of us when we're around the right people, because like we're scared to let that child out around, because around the wrong people for the right reasons.
Yes.
Like we can't just let that child out, around people that are, not
Safe.
Yeah,
there you go. Oh,
they're
there it
not
is.
safe.
Thank you.
Like that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That's what I needed. It's safe. There you
Absolutely.
go.
'Cause they'll tear you down if you expose yourself to the wrong people.
Yeah. And our own families. Our own families do it to us
Exactly.
all the time.
Exactly.
The men in our men and women in our families. So
that I think that has a lot to do with traumas that we've experienced, letting the inner child out around certain people. It's scary because of stuff that we've experienced in life. So, but you're right. It's always around the right people that you'll see that inner child come out and wild out.
Yeah, it's a natural thing.
Yeah, like the turtle coming out of its shell. It's like, oh, is
so
it safe?
cute. I love it. I love
I
to
could
see people's
poke
inner
out
child,
my
man.
little
I love
head.
that so much.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I love it. I love it.
Hey guys, Thanks for tuning in. You can catch all of our episodes on YouTube and Spotify at Better Gents Podcast, and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at Better Gents Pod. Thank you and take care.